Today is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday, as well as Inauguration Day in the nation's capital. We have what you need to know about today's events. We're also following today's frigid weather, road conditions, and what's next for the Commanders. Good morning. I'm Michelle Basch.
And I'm John Aaron. For the first time in 40 years, bitter cold has forced the inauguration celebration inside. Sub-freezing temperatures and bone-chilling winds will put feels-like temps into the teens today. President-elect Trump will take the oath of office inside the Capitol Rotunda, and the inaugural parade will take place inside Capital One Arena.
We have team coverage of the run-up to today's festivities, starting live at Capital One with our own Luke Lukert. Luke?
Michelle, John, it is bitterly cold, but a lot of the people here are pretty excited because they are now in Capital One Arena. About 15 minutes ago, they started letting people through security. The line started to move to get inside Capital One Arena to hear the remarks from the incoming president here at around 3:30. But the line is extremely long, snaking 5, 6, 7 blocks, so thousands upon thousands of people have lined up. I talked to some folks who were here as early as 3 a.m., some 11 p.m. last night, just to make sure that they were able to get inside the arena to see the incoming president when he makes a stop here at around 3:30 for that indoor inauguration parade. As you just mentioned, he is heading, the incoming president is heading to St. John's Episcopal Church right near the White House, then going to the White House with President Joe Biden before they make their way to the Capitol for the swearing in. And then obviously he'll make a stop here at Capital One Arena. Again, the folks are very excited. You can definitely hear the energy kind of pumped up as the line starts moving, and they can finally get out of this bitter cold. At Capital One Arena, Luke Lukert, WTOP News.
Now, Metro riders are being asked to get off at Metro Center instead of Gallery Place. Gallery Place is transfer only for today. You can't enter or exit the station there. Several Metro stations are also closed for security reasons. You can find a list at WTOP.com. And, of course, you can watch all the pomp and ceremony of Inauguration Day live on WTOP.com.
Now, security officials have been working nonstop to keep up with the changes forced by the cold weather. WTOP National Security Correspondent J.J. Green joins us live in studio with the latest on the security situation. J.J., what is happening right now?
John, this hour, the St. John's Church service is going to take place, and that means that the Trumps are going to move from the Blair House, which is where they were staying, to the church service at St. John's, which is right across Lafayette Square from the White House. And just taking a look at the security situation for that, what we know, the risk to this is moderate. And that means there are threats, but the reason for it being moderate at this point is because it's in a semi-enclosed, controlled environment. So the threats to this event, there are threats to each event and all day, are lone wolves, actors targeting the president-elect, potential for small-scale coordinated attacks in the church vicinity. So people might see drones, and they might see a significant presence of law enforcement there around the church, and those are some of the preventative measures, establishing a security perimeter around the church and pre-screening. CCTV is going to be very important as well as this church service gets underway and as it convenes and as it concludes.
All right, JJ, keep us posted of any changes, and of course we'll be checking in with you throughout the morning here on WTOP.
You're welcome.
And WTOP's Inauguration Day coverage is presented by the American Petroleum Institute. Stay with WTOP on air, online, and on our social channels for live coverage of inauguration events throughout the day.
In other news, the NFC Championship matchup is set. The Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles after the Eagles beat the LA Rams yesterday. WTOP's Dave Preston breaks down what the Commanders need to do to defeat those Eagles.
I think they need to find a way to keep Jaden Daniels upright, need to get the running game going, which has been consistently uneven. It showed up this past Saturday against Detroit, but you need the running backs to be able to pound some yardage there to keep Philly honest.
Still ahead, what the incoming administration means for the D.C. rental market. Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.